folder in your VS Code. You can drag it in your VS Code, and then we'll create a new file called index.html. The next thing, we will create another file called from that I'll put another div. This div will have a class of container. So within the container we will have 4 sides. So from that we will have a div. This will be a div to have a class of sides, and then the back. These sides will be representing each side with the same side, the front, the back, plus the sides. Then this is specifically for the back. This is the back side. If you copy this, paste it here, size, this is the left, this is the left side, and this is the right side. This is the right side, and then this is the front. This is the front side. From that, if we go to the styling, we'll need to import this styling within this HTML file. We'll say link rel equals style sheet, and then we'll have a ref of style.css. There the styling will be imported. From there, let's try to go and open this and see what we have. This is what we have so far. When we come back here, let's now go to the styling. Let's go to the styling and see. The styling will have the whole page will have a margin of 0, padding of 0. We have a box sizing, border box, and then for the body, let's have a width. Let's have a width of 100 pixels, plus the height of 100 VH, and then justify content center plus align items center. So from there, we go to From there we have a background color of if we put black, let me see, if we go with this color, here is what we have. So now the next thing we'll have let's put a display of legs. Yeah. Okay. From there, if we are to continue, we'll have this we have this class here, this class here, the wrapper. Copy that and put dot with that class and say perspective will be 1000 pixels, and then from there we'll have the container. The container will have a width of 200 pixels plus the height 200 pixels. So from there we have position to be relative, and then let's see transform style. This is transform style to be preserve 3D. Let's put the border 1 pixel solid, and then see white. Yes, here is the thing. Here you can see the thing. So from that we can put transform style to reserve 3D. And then from that and then as we proceed, let's go now. So now if we are to come to the site, so if we come to the site, it will have a width of, we will say inherit, and then plus the height inherit, and then from there we have position, the position to be absolute. I will set transform transform style, we have preserve 3D, and then we have a display of flex, and then justify content center. This is the we are working on the back side. So the next thing that we need to work on, the next thing is this is the back side. So let's have a transform translate Z minus 100 pixels, rotate this is rotate Y 180 degrees. Yes. So the next thing is, if to the left and that left, if we put the background color to be red, and then we'll copy this. So to have a transform, okay, let's do transform origin to be left. So from there, we can say translate Z minus 100 pixels, rotate Y minus 90 degrees. So here we see what we have so far. So and then from there you have the right side, which is this one. At the right side we have a background color of blue, and then we have transform origin to be left, and then I have transform translate Z minus 100 pixels, rotate Y to be 90 degrees. Is it? So here this was to be right, transform origin had to be right, So from there you see it's now on the right hand side. The next thing is the front side, which is this one. The front side will have a background color of yellow, and we have a transform translate Z 100 pixels. Yes, I think here we have something. Good. So from there, let's try making some rotation and see. Let's try making some rotation and see what takes place. We'll come to here to the container, animation rotate, linear infinite. From there you'll have here, we'll have at keyframes rotate, at 0%. We'll have transform translate, transform rotate 0 degrees. This is rotate Y. We are rotating the Y axis. So at 100%, we have a transform rotate 360 degrees. So from there, this is rotate Y. Yes, this is what we wanted. So but there is this middle line that so you write something like this, you click, so you write something like this, you click this button.
Now are you?
It's saying now are you. Let's say type this, and click
hello world. Hello world.
Yes, as you increase here,
hello world. Hello world.
now as you reduce,
hello world.
yeah,
hello world.
Yeah, this is a very nice app, yeah, with great designs. Let's get started right now and see. Just come here and create, come to the VS Code to your IDE, and then just drag the folder you have created. Otherwise you can, so we are to see here how we can create this app from scratch, and we need to create a new folder here. We need to make this app with HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Let's make index.html. Create another file called style.css. For that case, let's come to index.html. Just type doc, and then we see how we can continue. Within, just type something like this, and then within the header we can import the style. Clear equals give it a class of container. Within the container we'll have a title. We'll have a title. Let's say this is an H1. We can say that let's say text to speech, and then just come down and create another div. You can, let's say that before that just come here and say text area, something like this. And we'll give it an ID of text. Then we'll give the columns will be 20. Let the columns be 30, and the rows will be something like 15. This is a text area, and then within this div we'll need a label for speed. Label for speed. This is speed. Then this is an input type. Input type will be range, and then from that side we will give it an ID. We give it an ID of speed. Let's just come and open open it and see. Yes, you can see. You give it a placeholder here, some text. Give it a placeholder equals write text here. Just copy the whole of this and paste it here, and then we have to change this. This is label for pitch, and then this ID will be pitch. This is pitch. So hope that's it. Yeah, seeing now something. Seeing something coming. And now let's try to, but it is not measured well. It has to, once you click it, come right here. Let's add something here and say that label for label input type max will be 2. Also here max will be 2. So you see that once you click, it's clear now. Let's give it some styling. So let's say margin will be 0, padding will be 0, and then box sizing will be border box. When we come to the body, for the body width has to be 100% with an height of 100 ph. We will give it a display of flex, and then justify content center, and then align items center. Yeah, we see that our app is displayed from the center. For that, for the body, we give it a background of, let it be linear gradient, let it be red, and then let it be orange. For that case, yes, we are seeing something coming now. I will continue, and once we come to the, let's come here and we get this div class container. Now we are styling this container. So just come here and say for the container border will be 5 pixels solid, and and for the color will be blue. For the border radius will be 10 pixels. The radius will be 10 pixels. For the background color will be light blue, and then we'll give it a padding of 10 pixels. Let's come here and say, let's give it a height of 500 pixels. Yes, we need it to be something of this nature, this kind. So once we come, let's come back here. For the rows, should the rows be 10? Yes. Then columns should be 40. Yes, it should be something of this kind. And now, once we come to the text area, this text area, let's give it some styling. Also this title, let's give it a class of title. And then we'll give it a padding of 10 pixels, and then font size should it be something like 50 pixels, and font weight will be 90 pixels. Sorry, this should be 900. Yes. Now we are seeing something coming. So for the font size, will it be 15? Is it like this? Yes. And for the container, we don't have this background color for the container. It should be something like this. And then we have also box shadow. This 0 is it 15 pixels, and then #ff is coming now. For the text area, we have a border radius of 5 pixels. Text area, then background color be light blue, Now we are seeing something. Now for this title, also for the color has to be, is it? Yes. Is it like that? Yes. And now from that you need to add a button here. You need to add a button. You need to add a button down here. Button. This pick to give it an ID of button. Hope that's it. So yes, for that case, but let's implement it. Let's implement at least our button. So once we come to the style.css, we'll say hash button. Let's give it a padding of 5 pixels. Something like that. Is it? And then 15 pixels. Something like this. Now let's give it a border radius of 5 pixels. Then background color of light blue, and then let's give it a cursor pointer. At least something is implemented. It is implemented at least. Now let's go to the next step where we can, once we click text and click, it is spoken by your machine. Just come here and create a new file called main.js, and then from that let's say let text equals document dot get element by id text. Just come here down the body tab. We put our javascript. So, and say script source will be equals to main.js. So let's come and say this is the text id that will be had once we click the button. Once we click, we need this text in here to be had here, then spoken. So let text equals to this id.get element by id, and then from that we will say let button equals document dot get element by id, document dot get element by id button. This get element by id helps us to listen to the file in index.html. So from that I will say let's speech equals new speech synthesis utterance. Now from that we will say button dot add event listener, click, then we have empty brackets, arrow sign, then we'll just say speech dot text will be equals to text dot value. Be equals to text dot value. Speech dot rate will be equals to now we have to also have something here. Let speed equals document dot get element by id speed. And also here let each equals document dot get element by id pitch. So we will now say speech dot text equals text dot value. Speech dot rate will be equals to speed, will be equals to speed dot value. Speed dot value. So from that speech dot volume be equals to 1. and now from that speech dot patch will be equals to speech dot value. So we will now say speech synthesis dot speak speech. Let's just come here. Once you refresh and type, we have completed.
We have completed.
Yes.
We have completed. We have completed.
Once you reduce,
we have completed. We have completed. We have completed. We have completed.
Yes, hope that was nice. Make sure you subscribe for the next videos, next wonderful videos. Thanks for watching. Hello guys, today let's have a look at how we can add CSS to an HTML file. So we are on our journey as we are learning web development. We are on a full course of HTML and CSS. We have this assignment here of making these buttons here. So let's do each and everything from scratch until when we do something similar to this. If you have your VS Code, just come here to your desktop and create a new file and name it answer. We are going to do the answer of this assignment. So bring that file and drop it there in your IDE. I'm using VS Code. So once you click on this, click here, create a new file. Once you create it, you can type answer.html. Once you type DOC in your VS Code and press enter, it will bring something like this, similar to this, showing you how you can get started with your HTML file. It gives you a quick start on how you can get started with HTML. So here, this is the body section, this is the head section. So in the body section, this is where we put our HTML code. So let me minimize as we can see what we are working on. Okay, so from that, let's get started now. In the body section, we have two buttons. Let's type button. It has an opening and closing. It has a greater than sign and a less than sign. This is how we do the button in HTML. So for the button, it will have a name like. So I could have gone here to save this work like this, but I have autosave. Autosave helps you to automatically save each and everything you do at that moment. So when I come here and open, I need to open this that I've worked on. So we see that it was saved. So here we see that it is now opened. On our assignment, we have buttons like this. Also the cursor, when you hover above the button, the cursor changes. So here is what we have done so far. So once you come back here, we have 3 buttons. So just copy. You can just copy like this and right click here and then come here, copy. Or you can just do like this and press Ctrl C on your keyboard. It will be copied. Then press enter, paste, and also paste on a new line. So there are many ways you can do style your HTML page. There are many ways you can style. There is what we call an inline styling, and there is what we call an internal styling. So there is also an external styling where you can import your CSS file to the HTML page. So let's get started from an inline styling. So here on this part, just put a space and type style equals and you say background color to be, the background color is green, something like that. When you come back, just save your work here. Just save your work here. And then come back and refresh. Once you refresh, we see something that has changed. But as you style in your HTML, make sure you leave a space. If you don't leave a space, your work won't work. What you do won't work. You see that HTML can't explain this. It reads it as a full tag, but you should leave a space so that it can be easily read. So from there, I can come back and type color to be, once you say -ff, that's the same as white. Once you come and refresh, but if you are not good at this, mainly if you're new to coding, just also write white. It works the same. Once you refresh, you see that it's very okay. So what's next is this subscribe button, but there is also what we call padding here. But let's first look at the color. So the next, we have this button here. We have this button. Okay, let's do it at this size. We need to make it exactly like this size. So I should also come here and say padding is not photo. Padding will be 5 pixels. I leave a space and set 10 pixels. Once you come and refresh, you see that the button is now okay. At the top, there is 5 pixels. At the width, there is 10 pixels. Once you come to this next button, it is a subscribe button. First of all, remember to subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any new content and upcoming important videos. So just come here and copy the whole of this. And come again to this part, paste it here. What you'll do is to change this color to red, and then the padding is the same, and change this to subscribe. Subscribe. It is a subscribe button. Once you come back and refresh, I will see that the button is very okay, and we shall do the same to that. Leave a space and paste this. This is blue and this is share. It's share button. You see that it's now okay, but we see that once you hover over that button, the cursor changes to a pointer. So we should change the way the cursor appears once you hover over the buttons. And another thing is another thing is this. And another thing is that there is some space here at the top and from here. We are going to use another type of styling, internal styling. This is an inline styling that we have been working on. So another type of styling is internal styling. So it's here between the head and the body is where we shall put our styling. So just type style like this. Just type style like that. We shall put a star like this. And this star represents the full page. If you put a star, it indicates that you're meaning the whole of the page. So once you say something like that, background color to be arc, you see that it represents a full page. This star, the full body. So once you do something like padding, let's do a padding of, I'll put a padding of 10 pixels. I think it's the same. This is how the original page, and this is what we have done. We see that the padding is okay, it's similar to this. So another thing is to put the pointer here. Once you hover, we shall use what we call the ID. to specialize each button. So this is, we can use id equals button 1. Once you copy this, this is another button 2. Just paste here. This is button 3. Specialize each button. But once you come to the styling, id is represented in this way. Hash button represents the id. The hash symbol represents the id. Hash button
laptop wagireseko nezikira.
Let me do like this. Yes, it is working very well. You see that button 1 is now showing us cursor has changed. These ones are not yet shown. So I will also put button 2, hash button 2, and hash button 3. Separate with a comma plus a comma. Once you refresh, you see that the cursor has changed. No, it's something similar to this. So I hope this part has been so helpful. But another thing is that let's try using an external styling in HTML and CSS. So let's import our CSS using an external CSS, just importing our file. So if you are to import, let me first remove this. You're free to copy this work. You can learn. We can learn together. You can pause as you can save your work and then start afresh. Here we have started afresh. So this is button and the like button, and now we have gone back. So I'd like to use an external to import the CSS from another page. So we can open a new file. We can name it answer.css. So there are two different files. This is for HTML, this is for CSS. I'd like to import the CSS to this file. So first of all, let's put this and see whether it works very well. The star represents the whole page. So let's try saying background color to be this one. So here is the page. It has no styling. So we'll have the button. I'll use this to specialize the buttons. Here we need ID is more important. Hash, or for this time let's use class. Last time we used ID. let's say class equals button1. So once we use class is similar to id, it gives the same thing. So once we type class and then copy it here, it becomes class button2, and then this becomes button3. So from that, it has no change to the site, but let's come to the CSS and see. Once you come to CSS, we have class button1, I have button1, so in CSS, we saw that the ID is represented by this hash symbol. The ID is represented by this hash symbol, but in class you put a dot, something like that, to represent a class. So class 1, let's say that the assignment, and see the assignment is like this. So once we come back, button1, this is button1. Let's say background color to be green, and but we haven't seen any change. Even though you refresh, nothing, just because we haven't imported our styling. So from there, let's do an import. So in CSS, if you're importing your CSS file from an external file, it should be in the head section. For the inline, it is between the head and the body, or else at the bottom of the body, this part. Let's put it between the head. You can type link rel equals style sheet and say ref equals dot slash answer dot css and close the tag. Let's continue and say there is padding of 5 pixels to 10 pixels. Button 2, you can also put another class of button 2 and do the same as I have done, but you can also put that here, comma, and put that class here. Then we put comma and we put class 3. Once you refresh, we see that our buttons are similar, but because Because we'd like to change the color, this format won't work because it will take also the color of this. So we can use a button to be background color to be red, and we can copy this padding here. So for the next part, this is button. See? Here you can do it that the problem is not your intelligence, the problem is how you learn. In today's video, I would like to walk you through how you can easily learn in the best way so that you can code like a pro developer. So let's move together and see how we can improve our coding skills. Today I will show you how you can stop coding like a beginner and start coding and thinking like a developer. Now look, the painful truth is that most developers do code and watch 40-hour tutorials, copy code, they copy paste, and then build clone projects. Feel productive, but can't build any project on themselves. Coding is not just Netflix, but it's a skill. Don't copy paste. You may do that, but at the end of time, you can go ahead and repeat coding by yourself. Here is what beginners do wrong. They code a project, watch tutorial, finish the tutorial, they watch another and another, but at the end, they have a lot of code, but with less experience. When someone tells you, build me a dashboard, and you start looking around, if you don't understand every line of code you're writing, you're not coding, in other words, you're typing. If you're on YouTube, close YouTube, close a course you're learning, build from memory. If you're learning HTML, build a landing page. If you're learning JavaScript, build a to-do app. If you're learning React.js, build a mini dashboard. That's the truth about learning to code. If you want to learn coding and you have done your code and it's perfect, you can easily break it by intention and then rebuild it again. You can force your brain to learn to code. Open your project and remove a function, change logic, and refactor something, convert val. If you use the val, you can use let, or maybe you can change rather than a beginner. And an example is here. I need React for this. That sounds as a beginner, but a developer, a senior one, can ask and think, I need a system that updates UI when data changes. That that thinks like it sounds like a senior developer, not a beginner. Now you can improve the way you ask, the way you question something to becoming a senior developer. Now, this is what senior developers do. The secret about knowing and understanding. Make Google your friend as you're coding. What you should do, you should be Google efficiently. You may use Google in case of anything like a bug. Another thing is that if you're learning, maybe you want to open source or anything, or you're learning a language, you can read the documentation, debug step by step. You can write less code, but when it's a better code, other than writing a lot of code with nothing, memorizing everything. They don't memorize everything, but they understand the patterns, the way code moves. That makes them different. Now, why that matters? Learning the patterns, it matters. Here's why. Now, if you're freelancer, maybe you get a freelance client or a remote job, you get high paying salary job, no client will ask you first go and watch the YouTube tutorial, or you may not tell a client, let me first go and watch a YouTube video. You should be confident and write code at your own. This is why you should learn the coding patterns. You should write code at the end of the day. Don't learn a lot a day. Just learn simple lines, 1, 2, 5 lines. Repeat those code of lines by your own from your brain. Do you know you can improve your code within 30 days? Here's how, and this is the way you can make it. For the next 30 days, which is a month, you can improve and become good at coding.